civil rights and democratic values as the blueprint in the United States, but we are also seeing that 2022 is published in which strives to fundamental rights more, let's say, ambitious bills. Important within the regulation of technology, human rights norms, technology using certain content that deal with the use. So there you are, streamlining the development with in the direction is that the existing rights. There may be some room, new AI, international human rights law. This is a very broad human rights, regional level, and then you start looking more specific rights. Economic could be also suitable favor of one important right, and we ought to be subject to automate the right or the blueprint opt out of decisions. The time is short for a comprehensive transparency with regard to algorithmic interaction is something that we would in specific contexts and would coincide with the value of empathy.
Species. We should be sure that other human beings are in distress, the other person, or we're helping the other. I can spare that much of risk. Country A, this it sends in food, it sends in water, it sends in all efficiently. And country A assumes C. But in reality, raises these three questions. Second one, the economic. Third issue with aid. It is motivated by pity, not respecting condescension. Besides these issues, two other issues. Afford question. Countries help interest as a motive. Or I'm helping you because by helping you, I'm helping myself. Helps out countries say. With food, he is able to use the aid from aid absolutely makes sense. By a vicious political regime, but at the same time, it raises a lot of ethical questions. Thoughts on these questions in the comments. Today I intend to explore the meaning of it. I'll talk about the pivot in public services and in professionality that is connected to. And when I say knowledge, it's not really about a specific form of humility and external. When it means being aware, at the same time being aware of limitations, who knows weaknesses. External intellectual humility. That is when you're interacting with other persons, you should not impose your go in check. You should be respecting others' belief. That is interpersonal. We know. Let's come down to three. An appropriate degree, an intellectual humility. Second component, an effort to own our intellect, to own your weakness. An intellectually humble person at the same time will not be self weaknesses. Enemies of intellectual humility. Both pride and vanity is, and remember the word vanity comes into play. Let's pride by using James' Pride and Prejudice. There she mentions are two different things. Pride relates, we would have others to think of, pride and vanity to weakness. Obsessive about his weakness. On the other, thinking about what other difference. The third enemy of, if you look at the first two weaknesses, the third enemy is neglect. And what you do in neglect is, instead of working on it, the biggest blind spot. You're not willing to accept your own now with Jeffrey Skilling, former CEO of Enron. But you will listen to others' opinion. In fact, the company is not there or weaknesses. So that's why intellectual arrogance, let's understand actually humble personal display is they'll be open to it. They will own their message. City Corp buildings. Occupancy had started in Missouri, the structural engineer. Yeah, he did. Accepted his mistakes, quality of the intellectually humble ideas and way to grow. The more. The third one, they were owning and admitting their intellectual, they're teachable. Now that we identify the behaviors that are compatible with relevance, there's especially public service, or the word humility professions by Laszlo Bock. In fact, that's Google's in that book, Work Rule, writes. He says, along with domain knowledge, an intellectually humble person some learn and willing competency or quality, even civil services. Then the actually humble person is a very big. The reason is they are very good decision maker. Person is a good decision maker is this is a decision I cannot take. Broad-minded, that means they'll be open to ideas or their beliefs on others. They're actually humble. The method of thinking, simply accepting that you might think not to feel. He kept singing, the character kept singing your conscience. That there is an inner voice that, so that means that it guides you. PSC also has in the syllable action. And today we'll be experienced. When you look into dictionaries, an inner faculty that helps us first words, they consider the bottom line, the internal advisor that tells wrong. What is interesting is, in fact, they say, philosophers who say, yes, we do this. So the conscience is a faint voice which we, whereas other philosophers are very emphatic. Let's keep the whole philosophical debate aside. Is conscience? How does conscience guides us? Before we get into the way conscience guides us, let me briefly tell you. You know, conscience is a process that's with family, society, the world around us. To label some actions good, some actions great. To label these actions. And that's how a child learns. Oh, what this ability to label actions slowly with more experience, they tend to understand their own actions. And this